Hi everyone, I know it's been a little while since I last did a video, so long that my iPad is dead and I'm recording this off my phone, so I hope that it works. I know it's a little bit dark, but I hope everybody can see me. I just wanted to make a video because if you stay with me for math, we're working on perimeter and area. So this unit is all about perimeter, about area, it's about different polygons and shapes and geometry. So we started the first investigation off with perimeter. And again, perimeter is measuring the lengths around the outside of a polygon or a shape. And we just started on area. So if the perimeter is measuring the lengths of the outside of the shape, area is the covering of the shape. So what does it take to actually cover up the entire shape? The only thing for homework, it's going back to perimeter again. So we just introduced area. We've been working on problems. We've been using snap cubes and tetrominoes to kind of cover up shapes, to kind of start teaching the students about area and what it means to cover up these shapes. But the biggest thing the students are really getting when they have a shape, let's say such as a triangle, okay? And they give you all the different sides. So let's say there's 10 meters, there's 13 meters, and there's 7 meters, okay? So something like this. So they know they add up all these sides and they get the perimeter. But what happens when one of these sides is missing and there's a question mark, okay? So that's what the homework is about tonight. Woo! See, problems. So there's 4 questions on the homework tonight, and I believe there are 2 triangle problems, and one's a rectangle problem, and one is a quadrilateral. Remember, we went over what a quadrilateral was. A quadrilateral is a 4-sided shape. Quad means 4. So in these problems, what they're going to do is they're going to give you the perimeter, so that's given. So they give you the perimeter of the shape. So say, for example, the perimeter of a triangle is 25 meters, okay? Then they're going to say 2 of its sides are, let's say again, 13 and 10. What's the missing side? So you can either write an equation or you can draw a picture. I highly suggest drawing a picture. I know I'm more visual. I like to see the shape first and really try to find the missing side. So again, if I said the perimeter is 25, I already know the perimeter. I'm trying to find the missing side. So I'm going to draw another triangle. I wrote down P, or perimeter, equals 25 meters. And I believe I said one of the sides is 10 meters and the other side is 13 meters. Now I'm just making this up as I go along because I don't want to give away any of the answers on the homework. So then I label my triangle just like this. So I know my perimeter, I know my one side, and I know a second side. But my question mark is this bottom one, okay? So what is that missing side? This is a 2-step problem. Now, we haven't really done 2-step problems, but we've been working a lot on addition and subtraction, and we're really focusing back on multiplication as well. So I know that you can do it. So the first step that you need to do in order to find this missing length is, since perimeter is adding up the lengths around the outside, let's add up the lengths that we already know. So I could either do this in my head or I can write an equation. So I know that 13 plus 10 is 23, but let's say I'm not able to do that in my head. I'm going to do 10 plus 13 on the side here, and I'm going to add it up and it equals 23. So here's my solution. So remember, when I say show you work, this is what I'm talking about, okay? So now that I have the sum of these 2 lengths, in order to find this one, my missing piece, what I want to do is take my perimeter, okay, which is 25, and I'm going to minus my 23, what I already found. So I'm going to take my perimeter, which is 25, and I'm going to subtract the sum of the 2 sides that I figured out. 25 minus 3 is 2. Now, it might not look like that, and again, I was just making up numbers for this. So this is going to then become your missing side, okay? So I can erase my question mark, and then I can label my side 2 meters, okay? So now what I really want to do, if I want to double check myself, I know my perimeter is 25, so now I can just add up all these lengths to see if I get this. If I get more than 25, if I get less than 25, then I know maybe I messed up on one of my steps. Maybe I need to go back and just double check my math. But this is basically what it is when you're trying to find the missing side, okay? The other thing that I want you to remember is, I don't know if this is on there, but there are some special things about squares and rectangles. So bear with me, I'm probably not going to make perfect shapes. So the first special thing about a rectangle, okay, is that it has two sets of parallel lines. So parallel lines mean that they will never cross. If you kind of think of, I think about it as train tracks, okay? So you have train tracks, they're going. These lines will never ever cross. So for a rectangle, this is parallel because they're going to go up, or down, and they're never going to cross. And the top and the bottom, they're also parallel. What's also special about this is that these sides are going to be equal and these sides are going to be equal, okay? So I'm going to make two little marks. So these little dashes mean that if this length measures 10, then this one has to measure 10 as well. Let's again use meters, 10 meters. Since it's a rectangle, it has the opposite sides are always the same length, okay? So if these are the same, then that means that these are the same as well. So to show that, I'm gonna make two little lines on here. So let's say that this length of this size measures 20 meters. Then that means if the top measures 20, then the bottom also has to measure 20, okay? So maybe in a word problem, which is what we did before, they will say the perimeter of a rectangle is 20, 40, 50, 60 meters. One side length is 20 meters and the other side length is 10 meters. Okay, so that would be something like this. I would also suggest they only gave you two sides, but if it's a rectangle, then you know, well, you don't even have to do any math. I can say, well, if I know one side's 10 and one side's 20, I know opposite sides, they have to be the same. So if this is 10, this side has to be 10. If this is 20, this side has to be 20. So the opposite side lengths are the same. So that's what's special about a rectangle. Now, the other thing, another polygon or shape that is special is a square. Now, bear with me. I'm going to try to draw my best square. Not so good, but the best I can do. What's special about a square? Same thing. It's got two sets of parallel lines, the sides and the top and the bottom. They'll never cross. But the other thing that's special, all the sides have the same length. They're always going to be the same. So if the top one is 5 inches, okay, then 1, 2, 3, 4, they're all going to be 5 inches, okay? So 5 inches, I'm going to label each side. 5 inches, 5 inches. I can add all these up. I can count by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, or I can multiply. I see 5 inches, I see 4 groups of 5. 4 times 5 is 20. So the perimeter of this square would be 20 inches, okay? So just a little kind of note so that you remember that's why squares and rectangles are special, because that I know showed up on our quiz last week. So just remember that. So again, on a square, all the length, the side of the lengths.
Teachers on duty, please take your students to the all-purpose room.
For a square, all sides are the same length, and for a rectangle, the opposite sides are the same length, okay? So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, again, let me know. You can comment below. You can send me a message on Class Dojo. The homework tonight, it's on perimeter. There are missing side lengths, and it's page 237 in your math workbook. Have a great night. Go out and play. Well, get your homework done first, then go out and play because it's beautiful out, all right? I'll see you guys later. Bye.